I've returned. I've come back from the abyss. The Lion King thought it could kick me out, but it was wrong.
I think it was Scar. Scar tried to throw long live the king.
I was just about to put it in S tier. I'm not so sure I want to anymore.
You better. You're gonna end up crashing again.
Well, as I was saying, I believe we were at the villain. Scar is good. Good Scar, good. Good bad Catman with a mark on his face.
Indeed.
Completely lost my train of thought as to where I was going with whatever the hell I was saying before. So good villain, S rank, I think. Anybody disagree?
Nope.
Nope.
Perfect.
I'm almost afraid to talk about him since she went bloop bloop.
So next is the story, and I believe Killer docked marks here because it was Cat Hamlet, as I like to call it.
That's what I like about
Yeah, but
it.
then
Yep.
but Oliver and Company would be, Cat Oliver twist.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm not fed that story a whole lot.
Robin Hood would
Yeah.
just be Fox Robin Hood.
That is just
Mhm,
Fox Robin Hood. But I don't mind it.
I also haven't been super fed Robin Hood, ironically, despite knowing there's other ones.
That's true. Lion King, when we were kids, was kind of fed pretty hard down our throat.
Yeah, they did bring
At
it
least
on
what I
kind of strong.
remember.
I still like it though.
Let's be
Right.
honest. Anything Little Mermaid up has been strongly fed onto
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
whole bedroom was Lion King. So,
I'm gonna say S all the way around.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you're knocking down, if you better not. If you're knocking down for Cat Hamlet, then there goes Oliver Twist, Robin Hood. I'm just
Stop
throwing
it.
that out there.
Knock it down out
Stop
of
it.
spite. Knock it down out of spite at this point.
Listen, remember what happened? Long live the king. What just happened? You better put that
Poor
shit in
Goldheart.
S tier.
Sorry. Get up
Put
there.
it in S.
Get up there. Get up there and just mind your own business.
It's like, just go there, leave me alone, get out of my sight.
For being such a
Hakuna
brat, we're not
Matata.
even talking about you all the way now. We're moving on. Goofy
Hakuna
movie.
Matata.
What a
Oh, S
wonderful
tier.
thing.
Oh. Yes, S tier.
Yes,
Yes, that's oh
yes,
my god.
Yes.
Goofy's best dad. I'm sorry, Goofy's best
Oh, yeah.
dad. They even put his dance in Destiny, man. I'm telling you, and I use that dance as much as possible.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot actually. Like considering that like Mickey Mouse has been around for so long and Donald has been around for so long, it's wild to me that the first like feature length, like the first full movie to come out would be a Goofy one.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Real quick, Guildheart, make
But-
sure your Steam isn't downloading anything.
Ah, yes, you're very smart. I married you for a good reason. You've got a big brain and I love it.
Like, since you came back, my internet is super
No,
lagging.
no, leave me alone. 100% orange juice. Now is not the time for you to be updated.
If we listen to each other's heart. Sorry.
No, that song slaps.
That
Oh, yeah.
song is still so good.
Gonna say that
Didn't
one,
Disney
and then
Parks do like a live thing with that song for a while?
There are
I
so
be-
many
I believe
people
it.
there are so many cosplayers that do this dance. I see it on TikTok all the time, and I get so happy when I see them doing the dance. And then they put that
Yeah.
dance in Destiny 2, and me, Vulture, and Scared consistently do that dance.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you really liked this movie, Cash. I remember that Goofy movie was sort of like your thing. But yeah, the music in this movie is top tier. Eye to Eye, and what was the one that Max sings in the beginning?
I was gonna say what was
Oh.
it?
All I need is a
Can't
second
remember the
look, a
name.
second
Stand
chance
Out?
is- Yeah, Stand Out. Thank you.
Stand out.
Stand out. Yeah, stand
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, like man, there's so many good songs in this movie. Like you get the big ones that are like rock ballads and everything. But even in the intros, like they've been laughing since I could remember, but they're not gonna laugh
Yes.
anymore. No more Maxie the Geek, no more Goof of the Week like before.
Yeah. After today, that was it. Yeah.
I like every song in the entire film.
And then-
I know that
Oh
like
yeah.
Killer
Open
has
road.
this.
Yeah.
Killer has this moment where she always associates this movie with like that Bigfoot scene, which kind of like knocks it down for her.
Mhm.
Because like
Mhm.
Yes.
every time she would turn it on, that would be the scene that she pictured, which means that she doesn't remember all the really stellar parts of the movie that are all around it.
Well, we must watch this then.
See, I'm not like this isn't a bad movie. I'm not super crazy about it because every time I turn it, so it kind of killed it for me. But the extremely goofy movie, mwah, I love. I love extremely goofy movie.
I just gotta say.
Now, for villain,
No, Killer.
yeah, would like yeah, like Cash brings up a good point. Would the villain in this be teenage hijinks? Like we got Pete as a possibility. We've got
Not really a villain though in this.
the principal.
there
The
really
Yeah,
isn't.
principal,
it's teenage boy.
yeah, the principal
fair.
definitely like is kind of like he overreacted big time.
Oh yeah.
I
Like,
don't know if Max was considerably a douche to Goofy as more as he's just a teenager that doesn't want to be smothered by his dad.
Yeah, I think you could
Yeah.
mark out villain for this one.
yeah, I think we'll go ahead
Yeah.
and scratch villain for this one. However,
Yeah.
the fact of the story where it's kind of like as kids grow, they grow distant from their parents anyway. As this is kind of
Yeah.
like Goofy and Max coming to understand each other again.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they actually bond on the road trip, and even when they have their big
Oh, yeah.
falling out, and get over it, like they're in a better place at the end. And
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
every movie does that in a way that I believe, and I kind of believed it in this one. You know what I mean?
I agree
I mean,
with
it's
that.
a typical
Totally.
teenage story. Teenager doesn't want to be like every teenager hates their parents at a certain point in their life. They don't want to be smothered. They don't want to be around them. They want their independence. Every parent sees that happening and they don't want to let go of their babies because now they realize that their kids are leaving and they're going to be like all alone. And so, yeah, so Goofy's going to be alone and he just doesn't want Max to go away. So it's one of those, like you said, coming of age things. But
Yeah.
when they like you said, after they had that falling out, it's one of those. Oh my God, they came to an understanding, and they're probably a better bond than before.
Yeah.
And you actually see that in the next movie because he supports his dad going back to college.
Even though he doesn't want
I
to.
love the second movie. Once
He even though he doesn't want to, he supports him.
The
Yeah,
villain
once
is
we get to
puberty,
the second movie,
according,
there's gonna be so much praising of it.
according to Diggs.
No,
The
yeah,
villain is puberty.
Diggs has got
The
a
villain
point.
is puberty. Yeah, the villain is puberty. And you want to know
Yeah.
what? Puberty is an S tier villain.
That's
Yes.
top tier.
Yeah.
One
It
we
does
all
some
must
really
face.
fucked up shit to you.
Character-wise, we've got Goofy, Max, PJ, Pete, and Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yes.
A stellar single father.
Bobby. Don't forget Bobby.
Oh, and
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, don't forget Bobby.
Yeah,
with his
Polly-
cheese whiz.
Polly Shore, yeah.
That's what I was gonna
Tower
put for the
cheese.
X Factor. I was gonna
Fucking
put
nasty.
it's the leaning tower of Cheesa for the X Factor.
So regarding Roxanne
Everyone
as a
remembers that.
regarding Roxanne as a character, like I know when we went into the Robin Hood film, I immediately called the Robin Hood film the furry film, as if Goofy movie does not immediately open up with a wet dream.
Yes, I was gonna add about that.
A wet dream turned nightmare.
Right?
Yeah.
That freaked me out when I first saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
too, though.
remember if Guildhart was the one that like told me what it was or if it was internet later on, but once like I was told that that's exactly what it was, I was like, oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
But I think that it's pretty clear. I think that it's kind of unanimous. Like X Factor wise, we got the Leaning Tower of Cheese. Goofy movies
Yeah.
going into the S category.
Yes, agreed.
Oh yeah. And also, yeah, the waterfall scene
Oh, yeah.
terrified me.
Yeah, the whole thing was a bit like Goofy falling potentially to his death, and then Max having to do the
Right.
perfect cast to save him. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Oh, yeah.
it's like also that Goofy level of hijinks where it's like cartoony, but you still believe it. Because
Yes.
it
They
fits.
actually incorporate the old goofy hijinks into it really
yeah,
well.
like it fits for a Goofy movie to be believable.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I like that about. Which takes us to our next film, Pocahontas. Oh no, I was dreading this one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Why are you dreading this
I
one?
like this one.
because
I like it.
I
Oh,
am
that's right. I remember why you don't like this. I like this
like
one.
I understand why people like it, but the movie doesn't land for me, and I can't get out of my own way.
Listen, they cannot do it
Yeah, that's
historically
fair.
wise for Disney. Otherwise, they'd have to do that for Little Mermaid, Beauty and the
Yeah.
Yes.
Beast,
Yes.
Aladdin. Come on now. You have
Alice
to
in
Hercules.
remember.
Wonderland,
You
all of
have
it.
to. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. No, they cannot do it the way it actually is. They have to
I mean,
make it more family friendly
I
I mean,
mean,
we haven't
ish.
gotten to it yet, but I mean, Hercules. I mean,
I
Yeah.
I
Hercules.
I absolutely understand, and like I'll even be the first one to admit I can't get out of my own way with it. That being said,
that's
though,
fair.
if I like in my brain turn them all into fictional characters, I love the story they're trying to
Yeah.
tell. Like
Yeah.
then there's the problem like when again, and it's me, it's all me, and I know it's me, but like once I get it in my head of something, I'm like, nope, I can't get past it. I'm done.
Yeah, when we had
That's
last
fair.
watched it together, he was like doing the like really upset stuff about certain parts. I'm like, no, but look how great this music is. Look at the background, the colors, the movement. It's beautiful. And he's like, nah, I know.
No, I know. Like I'm gonna be
That's fair.
100% honest. To be objective on this, I might have to take myself out of the equation.
Oh yeah, you're
Mm.
removed. Removed.
Like-
Kicked.
You're removed.
Like-
Disqualified.
Listen,
like-
Cool's actually made a good point. Just around the river bend, colors in the wind. Hell yeah, Flit and Miku, the cutest little characters.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
Percy.
Percy.
I like some of the music. In fact, one of my favorite parts about the music is how they have a villain song coincide with a hero song, like an adventure song.
Yes.
Like
Isn't
Yes.
it called Savages or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah,
Is what
well,
it's called.
Savages. Yep.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
like
Savages, yeah.
I love like they do it twice in the movie. They have like
Yes.
John Smith exploring while Governor Radcliffe is singing "Mine, Mine, Mine," and they
Oh
have
yeah.
Pocahontas running to the rescue while both the tribes and the settlers are about to go to blows. And I
Go to
like
war.
and
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
That I can say about the music I like. There.
Oh, yeah.
See, I can be positive. I can do it.
I like the fact that they actually have grandmother Willow because it shows that like I know that they came over and they're like either you do Christianity or you're a savage. So because they didn't believe in their way, they considered him savage. I love the fact that they incorporated like their spirit guide, which was in this case Mother Willow, who was telling them, "Hey, what do you feel? This and that." I like that they incorporated that because you normally don't see that in movies. Like they don't acknowledge they had their own beliefs, and that was not a bad thing. And that's what I love about this. I was like, you got to see that side. It's not a bad thing. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't make it a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I absolutely. Mother Willow was a beautiful character too.
Yes.
Until the sequel. I did not like her in the sequel. She was a
And-
monster. She was a
You guys-
monster
They
in the
animated
sequel.
her
You probably
different.
don't know this, but the Willow Tree has a really big significance in the tribes that were along the East Coast. So
I did
that's
not.
another good, beautiful thing that they did that she has a significant importance. The Willow Tree, depending on which tribe, actually can be a significance for elders and ancestors, which makes a whole lot of sense that Mother Willow is her guide.
That makes sense.
Sure.
And an elderly, like she seems like an elderly being, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm into
So,
it. I liked Grandmother Willow in the first film. Like when I watched the sequel, she was a monster and I didn't like it. But the
I don't remember her in the sequel. I'll have to look at that again.
terrible.
All
Yeah,
I
they
remember is she
animated
was-
her
she-
different, and it made it really weird.
I don't remember the
ew.
animation. I just kind of remember that she didn't want a Pocahontas to go, or do I get it mixed up?
She was
I
Yeah.
think she was like, it's up to you type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she never hindered, but she didn't push, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was supposed to be a true guide. I don't tell you what to do, but I'll give you what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So music wise, you guys seem to like it. So you guys thinking A or S? S?
S.
Okay.
As for me, because Color of the Winds and Savages.
Yep. Now villain.
Yeah. Also, I know
villain-wise-
I'm getting ahead of it, but X Factor, I'm gonna put S for the art. Fuck yes.
Yes.
Drop it to D tier, says Cash.
Hater.
Villain wise, we have Governor Radcliffe because he's like the only antagonistic force throughout the film.
I would put him as A because he is not a favorite, but he still does good. Like he does good for the
Yeah.
film.
I mean, for me, he's like fine. He's like someone I saw it on a TikTok where someone like put a SpongeBob meme with him, and then like it like cuts to his head. He's like, "Who you calling Pinhead?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay, I see that. Yeah, I got you."
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what are you guys feeling for the villain part then?
I would say A too. I mean, I hate to say this, he's represented how they acted back then. So when
Yeah.
they first came over, I mean, that's very on par in my eyes. It's very on par because again, if it wasn't their way, you're
Yeah,
a savage.
It's
And
the highway.
yeah, not right. My way or the highway.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we'll mark him as an A. Story wise, like I said,
Yep.
if I can get past what I do to myself in the film and like just think of them as fictional characters, the story they're trying to tell is absolutely beautiful. I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, for the story, considering that they had to make it more family friendly than what it would actually be, I absolutely adore it.
Mhm.
It's because it's two worlds coming together.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love the idea. I just like sometimes and I'm gonna have this problem with films later on where the only problem with the film is that like I'm gonna go ahead and out myself for it right now. When we get to the Buzz Lightyear movie, the only problem in my opinion with that movie is that they chose to make it a Buzz Lightyear movie and not its own thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
For the
I better watch that
story,
one before we go there to that one.
I'm thinking A for it because like I really like the movie, but it's the music and the art that super does it. The actual story is like it's good, but I don't think it's an S.
Yeah.
That's
I was
fair.
gonna say
Yeah,
it
that's
for
fair.
Those two.
An A. Yeah.
now now we get to the characters. This is where we get John Smith, his friend, I can't remember his name, Will. We have Governor Radcliffe and his aide,
Thomas.
Percy.
Yeah.
You're right. Percy, Miko, Flint, Nakoma, Kokoum, the chief.
Mhm.
And by the way, I just got to honorable mention this guy, the old medicine man with the long white hair. I always
Yes.
loved the way that man looked.
Wait, I'm
Yeah.
gonna correct you on something. His name is Flit, not Flint.
Okay,
Because he's a hummingbird and
Flit.
he flits around.
I believe you. I immediately, this is not my favorite movie. Okay, so
Yeah. That's fair.
And just to let you know, the older gentleman you're talking about, he's actually the tribe's medicine man or shaman.
yeah, he's fantastic. I love every second he's on screen because he looks really good to me.
Did you
Oh,
know
yeah.
that
Yeah.
his voice actor is actually a native? Oh, he died in 2011. Was a native member.
I know.
So
that.
is the
First
dad.
Nations.
Yeah, I know that now.
Hmm.
Did
So-
not know.
So was her father. I think
Mm.
even Nakoma was as well.
I always thought Nakoma was pretty. I thought that like the way they did
Yeah.
her, I thought was
Okay.
prettier than the way they did Pocahontas.
Yeah, but like her father is, and I saw him in several movies. He is a native. I think he was in Dances with Wolves. He was the chief in that movie that
Oh.
took in the white girl.
That's a good movie too.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That's the voice actor for Pocahontas' dad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Guildheart, for your mention of Nakoma, I believe Kokoum is prettier than John Smith.
I mean, like when we rewatched
Series.
it, when we rewatched it, like aside from the fact that Pocahontas wasn't into him, he didn't really do anything wrong.
No, not really.
Like by his
I think it
pers-
was more
Too
of
serious.
a quote unquote arranged marriage type thing. Hey, you got to marry this guy. He's a good fit for you, and he'll lead the tribes right. I just think she just didn't want that. She's like, I don't love him. I'm not into him
totally.
like that. So you know.
Yeah.
Did they ever do a live action Pocahontas? No, I don't believe they did. Thank God.
Oh yeah, no, not just no.
That would have gone
Wow.
bad.
Well, I was gonna
Please
say-
don't.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the animated one already gets enough controversy.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to make a live action one.
But so
I mean,
I
if
Alright,
they
so-
used actual natives, they could, but as long as they don't do it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably would do it wrong considering that they got First Nation people to actually do the voices. Like Pocahontas is a native. Irene, can't say her name. Bidrod, Bedard,
I wouldn't know.
Bidrad.
Bedrock. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, close. I'll take what you
Close.
said.
But yeah, the dad, the medicine man, a lot of them are natives that did the voices in the cartoon movie.
Mm-hmm.
now as far as an X factor for
Full
this
on
film,
respect.
yeah, as far as an X factor for this film,
Art.
the fact of the matter is Disney's A team worked on this, and when you're watching it like visually, when you're watching the visuals and the sound design of the movie, it shows that their A team worked on it. It looked really good, very
Mhm.
God, the
very
colors.
very pleasing to the eye to look at and watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The colors are
So-
just so pretty.
What would the overall score of this?
Well, depending on what we put for the X factor, it can either drop to a high B or stay in the mid A range.
I'm keeping on S for that one for
Okay,
X
Yeah.
Factor.
then that sounds like it's going to
X
the
Factor. Yeah, I was gonna say S for X Factor for me, just because the art, it looked like watercolor through some of the music parts.
Yes.
And it was still hand
yeah.
drawn stuff. So all of
Mhm.
that color being hand drawn and not digital is what
Mhm.
makes it so well.
Yeah, with how beautiful this one is. When we watched the sequel, I was sad because it's so drab
Lackluster.
compared to this one.
Yeah, kind of lacklustered.
Yeah, like the story was better than I remembered, but art-wise, it's so drab in
Yeah,
comparison.
it still
Yeah.
falls on its face in a lot of spots, but it was better than I thought it was going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
be. So what is after Pocahontas? It is Toy Story,
You
the-
got a friend in me.
the first Pixar film I
got a
remember.
Yep, I was gonna say, isn't that their first computer animated one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think what the music is essentially just Randy Newman's "You've Got a Friend in Me." I don't think that there's any other songs to it.
There's like a
No,
couple
there's a couple other ones.
Yeah.
It's been a
the
minute
one
since
where-
I've watched. It's been a minute since I've watched.
I know there's like a couple. What was it? Oh yeah. I mean, it's
Strange
basically
Things.
yeah. Strange things are happening. Then there's that other moment where after
I will go
Buzz.
sailing no more.
Yeah,
oh,
that one.
that's
yeah.
right. That's right. When Buzz tries to fly and breaks his arm off.
Basically, just
Mhm.
like with Tarzan with Phil Collins, this is basically same concept but with Randy Newman. It's just
Yep.
different songs of
Yeah.
Randy Newman singing.
Yeah, just double check the
So-
soundtrack. Performer Newman.
That
Yeah.
is
So how do we want to rank that then?
I mean, like
I mean, he did good for it. Like he really put
Yeah, for
feeling
what it
and
was, yeah.
emotions
Yeah.
into the songs. Like
Yeah.
when Buzz had his arm go off, like tell me you didn't have a
Mhm.
tear in your eye, because
Yeah.
I know I did.
yeah. To be
Made me
fair,
Yeah.
feel sad for a toy. Yeah.
yeah. To be fair, like
Listen.
yeah. The
I might be emotionally scarred for life that I feel like my toys behind me. They have feelings, okay? So I try not to throw them around.
yeah, the primary song "You've Got a Friend in Me," the way that
Uh-huh.
that like
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
hear the intro to that song and know what's coming.
Mhm.
So like
True.
I mean, as far as memorability, most people don't do that very good. So I
Yeah.
think I
Well,
think
and how does it make you feel when you hear that song? Let's think about that.
I feel like I'm about to watch Toy Story.
right.
Well, I always
mean,
feel happy when I hear that song. It's
Yeah.
like an upbeat, happy song. Like, hey, I'm
Mhm.
here and you have, basically you have a friend of me. It's a very happy song. Like it lifts you up even when you're a little blue. You hear that song and it's like, okay, I feel a little better today because that song is very uplifting and, encouraging.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I could go A for the music.
Was the song written for the movie, or did it exist before?
No, it was written
Yeah,
for the movie.
I'm pretty sure it was written for the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
It was for the
Those are
movie.
all,
Okay, if it
all
was-
the movies, all the songs in that movie were written for that movie.
Okay. If they're written for the movie, then that definitely raises of it, opposed to like pre-existing music, being put for it, which is still good, but it's slightly different.
Reminds me of how many times I had to sing "Lean on Me." Oh boy.
Oh God, yeah, that's another song that makes you happy.
I'm just gonna personally say a high A because while I love it, it doesn't hit me like the main song for the second one.
I could see. I could
Yeah.
go with that. Like I don't think of Toy
Wait,
Story.
But it shouldn't be. Wait. Are we? I interject. Objection.
Oh.
Should we like think about that for the second movie, or are you talking about the second song?
I just like the second movie in general. Just like I love "You Got a Friend in Me." I'm just one voice out of 5 people here, so I love this one. But it didn't like. I'm happy, but it just doesn't sit in my mind as much as the when she left me from the second one.
Oh, that song. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think of Toy Story for its music anyway. To be fair,
You
Yeah,
think of it for
that's
Buzz,
true.
like I'm Buzz.
like
That's
like
like-
So then, like, I would agree with like an A on the music part.
now next up is I think we got the villain, and there's only one villain for Toy Story, and that's Sid.
The claw.
It moves.
The claw
Yeah,
chooses
for-
who will go and who will stay.
Yeah,
For
like,
the
Yeah.
context
Thousand.
of the movie, I would put him as an S.
oh God, Sid's a
Yes.
monster, man.
He is
Uh-huh.
a little monster.
He's just so ready to explode things.
Like
He just
I mean,
destroys
Ugh.
poor innocent toys.
yeah,
And then
I
the
mean,
old 3D animation that makes the humans even look plasticky makes him look scary.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, like even if you take them out of the context of just viewing them from the spectrum of the perspective of the toys, like his sister, I think her is it's either Andy's sister or his sister. That's Molly, whichever one I don't remember.
His sister.
Andy,
He had a
isn't he?
sister.
Yeah, Sid,
Andy doesn't get a sister until later.
then probably his, but Sid
Oh.
actively torments his sister by stealing her stuff and destroying
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yep.
okay. Okay. Yeah, Molly is the younger sister of Anne.
Oh, see, I don't know.
Then who's the one that is sisters to
Sally?
Sid?
Was it Sally? Hold on.
Mm,
No, Sally's the doll. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Hannah. Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah. Yeah, it's Hannah.
yeah.
I had to look it up.
Constantly torments her and her toys.
Yeah, like, I mean, because we're getting into Pixar for the first time here, but like comparing
Mhm.
Sid to some of the other villains, he doesn't scale very high, but he is quite the
Yeah.
monster, man. Like, I know we're not there yet, so we can't compare him to like the Lotso from Toy Story 3, but the villain here, in my opinion, is way weaker than other candidates.
Yeah.
I can understand, but I feel like in context he's still high up
Oh,
because he
totally.
was still shattering these toys and other toys had to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the toys legit state like all the horrible things, like he got kicked out summer camp, stuff like that. So he's just a horrible nightmare for these toys if you think about the type of villain he is for them.
And the fact that he got kicked, like she said, because I forgot about that. He got kicked out of summer camp. What the heck was he doing at summer camp to get kicked out? This kid was horribly little future monster in the making.
And I think in like one scene where you barely see his dad like pass out asleep in the car because he doesn't want to go in the house and deal with the family. So how bad is that?
Yeah, that child is a nightmare.
All right, so you guys thinking?
Yeah,
In,
so being that you're having,
well, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, being that you're having like a kind of differing opinion in regards to him, where would you put him?
I probably would put low A, high B.
I'm cool with that.
I could do an A. I can do a high A for him.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
I'm thinking of him as like, oh my god, if I was a toy and that little shit found me outside,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the reason that I can't righteously put him in an S category is because he doesn't hit like Radigan or the Horned King or Maleficent or anything like that. When I think of Toy Story,
Yeah.
But there's
like,
some-
he almost
Totally
never
fair.
even comes to mind. I forget about him a lot of the time.
Ooh, I don't.
Mm.
Think of those toys. The horror they
Yeah.
felt.
Also, think about the horror when he realized they were.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
look,
my
look.
God.
What
He had to go. Probably had to go through.
like
Yeah.
let's be real. He shows up in Toy Story 3 holding down a job.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe Woody fixed. Maybe Woody fixed Sid.
Maybe Woody
Scared him
would fight
straight,
the
yeah.
shit out of him. Yeah.
Diggs remembers the toy
Yeah,
collector
scared
more,
straight,
the one
yeah.
from the second movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
Now,
Al's
character-wise,
Toy Barn or
yeah.
something.
Oh, story-wise,
Yeah, house.
yeah. Story-wise, we're looking at
Story.
Woody feeling like he's being replaced.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's sad.
I could put as an A or a high B.
I think an A.
I'd
It
say
hits
A,
the
yeah.
feels. Because new friend comes on, new shiny, quote unquote. What do we always say? New shiny toy comes along, you get put to the cart, or you get put on the shelf.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. New shiny toy came along, he got put on the shelf, he got replaced, and so then Woody's trying to, he's losing his best friend, and
Yeah.
it made him sad. And I mean, we've all felt that way. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I know I have.
Okay, so we all thinking like a
I'm leaning.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm with Heavenly, a high A, and my high A has to do with the fact that Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are really good friends because of this movie.
absolutely. I do.
Oh, okay.
I will say that like the consistent portrayal of Woody and Buzz from those two throughout all the movies is pretty on point.
And the way that every time Woody got mad, his arms would just go flying behind him. You are a toy. Straight behind him.
Like he was being blown away by the fans.
Alright, so
It's like pop the button. I can't breathe. You're a toy.
alright, so it sounds like an A is the consensus.
I think
Yep.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as an X factor, Cash says the claw. The claw is the X factor.
memorable.
Yes.
I mean, to
that's
be
the X
fair,
factor.
like that's probably the first thing people think of with Toy Story 1.
The second
Yeah.
thing I think of is Buzz finally flying at the end.
Falling with style.
With
I thought you were
Woody.
gonna say Miss Nisbet.
I am Miss
Oh my God,
Nesbit.
that's a second. Yeah, that one and Miss Nisbet would be the second two. Yes. They're on the same level. You can't argue. They're just balancing each other.
All right, that puts us pretty
Oh,
safely in
like,
the
you see
A
that?
in the A basket.
I have a very bad feeling the closer we get to modern day Disney, the further down they're gonna go.
Oh no, I definitely have that
Some.
same looming dread. Yes, I have that same thought.
Yep.
All right,
I already
so,
know what one that's going to go immediately in there.
Yeah.
So next up is the second darkest Disney film, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, that's still a
S
really
tier.
good one.
S
Yeah,
tier all around.
that
S tier all
was
around.
so dark and so good.
Oh yeah.
Factor Esmeralda right there. Bam.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Musicality. This opens up
Mhm.
with a ballad. Like we
Oh,
get
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
we get Clopin telling us the story of how Quasi came to be, and
Mhm.
and he belts out those pipes of like when he gets to the climax of the song.
Oh, Bells of Notre Dame. Yeah.
I
just,
love it.
mm-mm.
It was a good scene.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know that like
I mean-
Killer. I know that she resonates extremely well with the song "God Help the Outcasts."
Mhm.
Mhm.
I really like that song.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, honestly. Everybody loves Hellfire. I mean, but
Oh yeah.
Oh
it's
god.
Iconic.
The
Mhm.
horny song.
obviously.
Love it.
Yeah.
weirdest reaction
I
to
guess
a boner
that
I've ever
finally
heard.
spelled the fact of you're evil only because you can't get any.
Well, he
Hey,
wanted the girl. The girl didn't want him, so he got mad about. Yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and of course
Out
we get
there,
we get
great
to
one.
oh yeah, it's another one of those ones where it goes from a villain song where it's like you are deformed and you are ugly, opening up to a hopeful song, which
Mhm.
I always love when things do that because you're
Mhm.
as a storyteller you're picking the tone, and I like the tone.
Yeah. And also, now that I
Mhm.
think about it, it's actually also a perfect contrast between the two. Like, yeah, with Out There, it starts out, yeah, depressing. Like, yeah, you're deformed, and then it ends with him being all happy, wanting to go out and see the world, and then later on, yeah, it's starts out where he's singing about being in love with Esmeralda, then transitioning into Frollo just being horny over her.
Right. So like
Yeah.
when Quasi sings about Esmeralda, he the song I believe is specifically called Heaven's Light.
Yep.
When Frollo sings about Esmeralda, the song is called Hellfire.
So
I
yeah,
never noticed about that.
yeah,
Mhm.
perfect contrast.
I mean
Yeah.
I love it. I love when they do that. The musicality of it is
Mhm.
genius. The storytelling is genius.
Mhm.
I think it's all
Oh
solid.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as far as villains go, I think that Judge Frollo is one of the most despicable
Mhm.
creatures ever created. And yeah, the Disney version is
Oh yeah.
much nicer than the original version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the music, did we agree on a thing? Because I'm gonna say S for the
Oh,
music.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like,
Yes, an S for it.
I think for the most part, there's going to be an S down the board consensus here.
Oh yeah. Pretty much.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. The villain Frollo steals every shot he's in, except for the ones
Mhm.
that Esmeralda steals from him.
Yep.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like when I think of Disney villains, he's not the one that comes immediately to mind. But when I think about this movie, he is such a great villain in it.
Yeah, Vander says Hellfire alone makes it S tier, and I agree with that. I do. I
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Yes.
do.
Agreed.
The
Mhm.
animation, the just how they did the coloring and shading and all that. Because
Yeah.
fire is so hard, even for a professional artist to animate. So they did beautifully.
And the
Mhm.
looks in his eyes, like you can just see
Yes.
the evil look in his eye, even though
Like
he's
you can
supposed to be
see.
a church person. He's, just super evil.
Mhm.
You can see he truly
Oh,
believes Esmeralda is a witch. You could truly see
yeah.
that, and that she has bewitched him. You can truly see he believes this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys know, but as a quick amusement thing, for one of the lead artists for Frollo, uh, in the beginning he had a big like triangle shaped purple hat.
Mhm.
Well, they got tired of drawing it and they went to like the guy in lead and I was like, "Hey, can we like stop that?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So like they specifically made it fall off his head during like one of the scenes where or
Oh
something.
yeah.
That way they never had to draw it again.
No more.
It's like,
Also, they can't really made it
now that you
disappear. They're
point that
just
out,
like, at
yeah.
this one part, whew, his hat goes bye-bye. No more hat. There's a canon reason.
yeah, but as
I'm
Tony
never gonna
J,
be able to.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm never gonna be able to not unsee that now.
Yeah, but,
We hated animating this so much, we got rid of it.
We're done with this hat.
yeah, but
The heck with this hat.
Tony J's performance as Judge Claude Frollo has stuck with me for a very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
he did amazing.
yeah, I believe we all agree villain S tier. Story wise,
Oh yeah.
this is
Oh yeah.
a beautiful story, and I
Oh
also
yeah.
like as a kid I had a problem with it because as a kid I was an idiot, but like as an adult I even kind of like that Esmeralda doesn't wind up with Quasi. I kind of like that she winds up with Phoebus instead.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say the story is an S. It's one that's overlooked a whole lot, but when you actually like watch the story, it's dark, it's mature, it
Mhm.
really well pieced together.
It was another one that they treated kids as if they could kind of understand some of the topics
Yeah.
that they're being presented.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And I
arguably
will say, oh, sorry.
no, you by all means.
I was going to say, unlike Pocahontas, this was one where they didn't have to do a major drastic age changes with them, and they could keep some key points of the original story. Of course, there's obvious things they had to remove, but they were able to keep some key core points of the story to make it flow better than what Pocahontas did for people who knew it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, our arguably the worst part of this film is the gargoyles, and I like the gargoyles.
Yeah.
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 They're
Yeah, I
good, silly
can agree with
characters.
that.
I love them.
Yeah.
I like
Um,
that one of them's in love with the goat.
Like they're
Oh, yeah.
they're thrown in there.
Hugo,
They're
yeah.
thrown in there for levity to lighten the mood of an otherwise really dark and heavy tone, and I get that, and I understand it, and I totally just like I even like them, man. It's fine.
Oh yeah. I think it was the Nostalgia Critic that said that would have made their existence better is if it turned out it was all in Quasimodo's head. Like it turns out
Oh,
like they weren't actually moving like at all. It was just they were only animated and talking like to him from his perspective. But obviously, yeah, when it comes down to the final conflict, it's clear that they actually do move and exist. So
Like
it's just an interesting thought, like that would have made it slightly more interesting if, yeah, it just turned out, oh yeah, that they were never alive. It was just all in his head.
oh, definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah. So character-wise, we have Quasi, we have Esmeralda, who I think is maybe like arguably
Hmm.
one of the most beautiful characters put in Disney. Judge
Mhm.
Frollo, Captain Phoebus, his horse, the three gargoyles, the goat whose name was Jolly,
Kitties. Hmm.
Clopon. Is that it? Am I missing anybody? I think that's it.
Important ones, yeah.
And
Yeah, I would put this as A or S.
oh,
for the
I'd
depth.
put it as S. I like the characters. I think they all serve
yeah.
serve their purpose. No, nobody's unnecessary, and like you could argue the gargoyles are unnecessary, but again, I even like the gargoyles, so I can't even
Oh
like.
yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
We're actually, you know what? We actually forgot the most important character of all in this whole movie. The
Who's that?
old man in the stockade.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no.
free, I'm free.
Oh yeah, X,
Dang it.
yeah, X Factor, the old man who never got free. All right, so I think it's pretty unanimous. S's across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I do feel like this is a very underrated film.
Yeah.
And next up is one that's not so underrated, Mulan.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'll make a man out of you. Be a man.
I
I love this freaking movie.
yeah. Again, as I've mentioned as a kid, like there were boy cartoons and there were girl cartoons. This was the first girl cartoon that I liked.
You know, almost similar
I can
in the
agree with that.
sense that when I was a kid, I really didn't like anything really. So like I didn't even like dolls or anything. But Mulan, I had a doll of Mulan and I liked that.
Mulan's dope. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also had one of Esmeralda for the record.
Yeah, what is it? Musically, we have several songs. But like the big ones for this one are "Reflection,"
Oh, God,
"Make
that's so
Make
good.
a Man," and the last song in the film, "A Girl Worth Fighting For," which I love that
Yeah.
that song cuts off, and then the tone shifts entirely to serious.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like-
And the best part about it is the tone shifts from a girl we're fighting for to him picking up the doll of the little girl. Their whole reason,
Yes.
the girl worth fighting for changed from being the woman you want to the child to protect.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Gildhard has said the same thing to me before. It's like beautiful. It's so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely
So I
stellar.
would say for music, S tier.
Yeah, absolutely stellar. Well put together soundtrack.
Yes.
The production team knew what they were doing with the music. They knew.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as villain wise, maybe the weakest part of the movie for me. He was intimidating.
put-
He commanded his
Shan Yu,
He
yeah.
commanded his presence and everything, but I mean, he really wasn't that big a deal. He got wiped out by by both an avalanche and a firework. Like he got beaten Looney Tunes
No,
both
he
times.
didn't. He didn't get wiped out by an avalanche. He came back, remember? He was at the very end taking on the Emperor.
Oh, I hear you.
Mhm.
And
Well, then he got
And
momentarily
the fact
stalled.
that when he was releasing the people on the wall, he looked right at his general and said, "How many people does it take to actually deliver a message? In other words, kill one of them." He had no qualms. He let them think they were going to go deliver a message and then murdered one. That to me was like manipulation. He's very feared. He crossed the China wall, the Great Wall of China, to make a point with his Huns. Because let's be honest, Huns are they're tough. So I'm gonna go. Oh, here I go. I'm gonna be like you, Guildheart. As far as being a
Yes,
Hun, he
yes,
didn't
die
have
on
to
that
have
fence.
a whole lot. They are definitely badasses, and he proved he was a badass
yes,
by doing what he did.
stand on the hill. I understand.
I'm standing on that hill.
He
Because I
also
know that
did-
this is based on something that really happened.
Yeah.
And so I know
Loosely.
that like he did cross the Great Wall of China to prove a point. Like, oh, so you think that you're better than me and my people and you're gonna lock us out. We're gonna prove you wrong. And that's what did happen.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Gonti, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. All that. Also, to add in that for the production of it, they pretty much kept his vocal lines short, sweet, to the point. He only showed his face when he needed to show up to the end where he was. They anticipated, they made you anticipate this big baddie.
Yeah.
You got little doses of him until the end.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole big grandiose speech. He let his presence like speak for him. That's pretty intimidating. Like, you get a lot of these like bloated, I'm gonna speak and I'm a badass. You're gonna realize how badass I am because I have this 10-page speech of how badass I am. He has
And then he
one
starts
line.
monologuing.
That's exactly what I started thinking. He goes on this prepared speech of how feeble I am, how inevitable my defeat is.
No, I agree that Shan Yu is like an acceptable big bad for the Mulan movie. I just think he's the weakest part of the movie. I don't think that he has the same presence as other villains. To me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
could
I
see
can
that
agree that
overall.
like compared to like the other Disney villains we've seen so far, yeah, he is not the weakest, but not the strongest either.
Mhm.
I'm getting outvoted. I'm gonna stick with S just for the fact that he didn't have to make that much of a presence to be a badass. But that's
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I'm leaning
Yeah,
a
that's fair.
low S for similar reasons too, but also because I'm sitting here like I know historically about the Huns. So I'm trying to set myself back a bit and not be a Guildheart.
no, I know. It's not like I'm not sitting over here too. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
just
I would
to
say A.
also give real quick for the villain part of it, and this is also going to the characters. If you pay attention to his horse and Mulan's horse, they are two different breeds, and that shows that they paid attention to the type of horses the Huns historically have used.
hmm
That's cool.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are gonna
they.
hate me. I'm gonna say A or B.
All right. So
Oh,
that
definitely not B. Not B. A.
I would say
I'll,
A.
at you.
all right. That keeps Shan Yu in the A category then. That means what's next on the story-wise? Story-wise, it's an S. I love the story. I think it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh
Like-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
on that.
Definitely.
Like it's not even a contest. Mulan's storyline and motivations and everything that drives the entire film is fantastic.
Yes.
Like I even and I already mentioned this when we were talking about the music. I even like that we go to a tonal shift change at the point that they want the villain to start being present in the movie, basically. So
Yeah.
they go a girl worth fighting for to we're no more jokes the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I go back to the character real quick? Because I just thought of something.
Oh, we're not at characters
What
yet.
I mean villain. I meant villain. I
Oh.
meant villain.
Yeah, go for it.
The other reason why I think Shan Yu should be up in the S is he was the one that actually penetrated an impenetrable castle.
It's true. He
Yeah,
did get
yeah.
into the Forbidden City. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And that's pretty big deal for that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the reason why I ranked him the way I did is because some movies are kind of like made by the villain. For me, I like Mulan for the story, not for the villain.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's
it's
what it
true.
was they were trying to show that a girl who was not supposed to and could be killed for dishonoring and being in the military. Yeah, I get what you're saying on that. I'm just saying that
Mhm.
he's an S tier villain for everything he did. Plus, he got into an impenetrable castle that should never. Like, he's the only one that's ever gotten in, has invaded the Forbidden City.
Yeah, I'm also really sucky at history, so that none of
Yeah.
it means anything to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's like I know nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's-
so the Forbidden City, for history's sake, is probably one of the most impenetrable fortresses in the world. Like, China was really good with their wall, they were really good with the castle. It was an impenetrable castle. People tried for a long time to break into it. He actually did it. He
Yeah.
actually snuck in. That's why I was like, he didn't have to have a big old raiding party. He got in.
That's fair.
Right there, what Dig says. I don't think the story of a villain consistently showing up isn't needed. It's focused on the growth of her characters around her to deal with what looks to be an overwhelmingly enemy. That too, yeah, that right there. He's a guild artist screaming this.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah, the fact that he was minimalistically in there, he did survive an avalanche, he survived things he shouldn't have, and he got into an impenetrable fortress. That to me is an S tier villain because he doesn't have to make a huge presence, but he made one that was memorable.
That's fair.
yeah,
yeah, I get what you're saying. What up, Guildheart?
I'm just like I like Shan Yu. They use him in a very very like great way. I just like think that, in my opinion, like the way they shaped this story, they have a great villain. They do. Like Shan Yu is actually really cool, and I really like him a lot. But like the way that Mulan handles everything, the music and everything else, just makes it just because he's the weakest part of the movie. And A isn't a bad place to be if you're the weakest part of the movie. Like Mulan steals every scene she's in, and she's in every scene.
That is
Oh,
true.
well, that's the whole point of her story because it is her story.
Yeah, but you don't get that with
It's
main
definitely
characters
her
all the
story.
time. Like
But this one is her story though. This is the story of how she came to be, how she overcome she overcome a lot of stuff. How she had to hide who she was, how she had to do the things that she did to save her dad. Like, I get all of that. Like, that is the one thing that they focused heavy on. And because it's the story of a girl who actually did that. You know, like Joan of Arc. If they have a bad guy in Joan of Arc, they're not going to focus on them. They're going to focus on her and what she did.
fair point.
So for the X Factor, I'm gonna put in a note for how they did some of the styling to match Chinese art.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, just the opening alone, how it started with the like, traditional like ink calligraphy style art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
I also like how derpy
beautiful.
the dog looks.
oh, little
Yeah,
brother.
little brother. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Like
And of
Disney
course-
did not try their hardest to make him cute. They made him derpy, but I'm okay for it.
Okay, so based on the math that lines up here, Mulan lands in S minus.
Okay.
S minus.
So I'll go ahead and put her,
S
I'll go ahead and put her in the S category. That means our next film is Huncules.
Hercules. The music is fantastic. You cannot change my mind.
I mean, agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
S.
S tier.
The
This is the movie
muses.
that I replayed back to back to back as a kid.
Yes. We are the muses.
I saw this movie in theaters when my sister was born.
Oh my god, I love this
Aw.
movie. Pegasus is one of the best characters in this movie, but yet the music, chef's kiss on par. That
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, villain, love Hades. Great
Oh, yeah.
story.
Whoa, is my
Loved
hair
all
out?
the characters.
Oh yeah. Agreed.
Pegasus is such a jerk. He gets jealous and starts being an ass. I love him. I love the pain and panic.
Yes, the
He finds
shoes.
out.
It's like, if is good. And of
X
course, also,
Factor, just put it down, made by gods.
That's right.
Yes, and sung by the muses.
yep.
Yes.
You know, you guys have already said everything I had to say about this movie. I want you to know, like I got notes here that I was ready to jump in on, and you guys hit everything. You guys even talked about those stupid shoes.
You.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
That's
That's
the
stupid
stupid
too.
I forgot a part where he was painting Hercules and he was wearing scarves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there was a lot of little things like that in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Also, one of my favorite jokes comes from this movie. Someone call IXII.
Oh yeah.
So I think I know where this is going. Does anybody disagree?
No.
No.
No,
I'm going to
not
give
at
you
all.
my reason why everything here is an S for me. Fucking James Woods.
Oh yeah. Which
Wonderful.
actually, well, that's a perfect thing for me to say because funny thing was they actually wanted to write Hades as a more serious villain in this movie, but James Woods came in and was all like, "Can I try my own little thing first?" And he did
Oh,
his
really?
thing.
That's funny.
Yeah, he just did his own little spiel first, like the whole we dance, we kiss, we smoosh, we carry on, we go home happy. What do you say? Come on, like
Well,
that kind of stuff. And they were just like, you know what? We like that better. We're going with that.
I
Well, I
love
like
Did
it
it so
better.
perfect.
I
Oh, yeah.
love Meg too. My name is Meg. My name is Megara. My friends would call me Meg if I had any.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the centaur's just carrying her off like, and she's like, I'm fine. I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I think I got this.
I got weak ankles.
That was my mother's favorite line in nursing. Whenever someone would ask her if she needed help to be sarcastic, she would go, I'm a nurse. I'm in distress. I think I have this. And she would just stare like, I need help, dumbass, at her CNA, like, help me.
Which
And the last one, Danny DeVito.
Right. I mean,
Yes!
Alright.
honestly, like we
3 words.
we got it. Wonderful.
which which as a Greek mythology nut, and obviously I love a lot of Greek mythology stories. So just one little thing that they added into this, without actually going into details for those who actually know, is like when Meg and Herc are going on their little date, and he's just all like, "Oh yeah, that play, that Oedipus thing." Is like, man, I thought I had
I
problems.
thought I,
Just like,
yeah, Oedipus has some issues going down.
yep.
Yep.
Okay,
I
so
love
Oh,
this
and the
movie.
fact that the 3 words in Greek, they were actually 3 words, but it's more than 3 in English.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that fact.
all right, so Hercules Easy S didn't even seem to be a contest.
Nope.
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 No contest.
How about A
I
Bug's
think we
Life?
found one movie we all.
That
I
was
love that,
was it
but it's different.
who was the one that was the bad guy? Was that James Wood again? I think it
No,
was,
it's
right? Or was who
no,
was
it's
that?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, his
Hopper.
cousin or his brother-in-law, whatever his name, I love that character.
Oh yeah, his brother. Yeah.
So there's no music in
Brother,
a Bug.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no music in A Bug's
No.
Life, so we're gonna have to go ahead and scratch that category. So we're jumping right into Hopper
Yeah.
and the Grasshopper Gang, which the
Ooh,
three
very
the three
intimidating.
yeah the 3 characters who come to mind are Hopper, his younger brother, and Thumper.
Mm,
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's the crazy
or-
cricket or the
Yeah.
crazy grasshopper, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the stakes of this
Carol one,
movie,
yeah.
they were really horrifying. Very
Yes.
scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody, and I hate the person who did this. They made a TikTok and they called this movie Wild Hogs, and it pissed me off
Oh my god.
because it's right.
Explain like I don't understand.
Okay, so the
Same.
grasshoppers are a
I'm
biker
sure-
gang, right? And they've taken over a town,
Uh-huh.
and now other people come
Yeah.
in to help defend the town, and then the town realizes it can defend itself, and then they kick the bikers out.
Oh God, it's also
Okay.
that's also some
Ah.
old westerns too. Oh my God,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't do it badly, but you're right. That actually is the story.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the villain is concerned, Hopper, I think he's extremely intimidating. I remember when he picked up the little princess and was like gonna pretend to feed her to the crazy grasshopper, and nobody did
Oh, yeah.
anything about it except for
Right?
the incompetent ant.
Yeah.
Yep. Flick. Yeah.
Like,
Which again,
Yeah.
also to add to his intimidation factor, like the later down the line when he's trying to get his gang thinking like, oh yeah, we're not gonna go back, we're not gonna do anything. Oh, but yeah, wait, that one guy actually stood up to us. Like, oh, but it was just one. It's like, okay, well, let's do this. Let's pretend this little grain here is a puny ant. Like, did that hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? And then causes an avalanche, which most likely killed those guys. Was like, yeah, you let one stand up, they're all gonna do it. So we're keeping them in their place.
We're gonna squish them.
So S
I
rank.
might say something a little controversial,
Go
but
for
for
it.
story, I'm gonna say like A or B, just because it is a good story, but it didn't speak to me like the other movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
Yeah,
not as
yeah.
memorable as some of the others. Like, it's a give or take. Like, oh, hey, this is on TV. I like it. But, meh, if it's not, you're kind of like, what's on TNT?
Right, right. No, I get that. I remember for
What
the
Marvel
longest
movie?
time. I remember for the longest time thinking I didn't like this movie, and the movie I thought that it was Ants.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So like when I rewatched this, I actually liked it a lot better than I thought I did. So I've kind of got like that going. It's like, oh no, it's better than I thought it was, but I thought it was a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens. Yeah.
But yeah, I could go B. I could go B for the story. It's fine. If
Yeah.
you know you're flipping through the channels and you land on A Bug's Life, that's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Characters. Okay, I'm gonna have to say the caterpillar. I'm a beautiful
Oh, yeah.
butterfly.
Yes.
Heinrich.
Yes. He's probably
I
also
loved
the
him.
X Factor of the movie, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, X Factor is when he gets the butterfly wings,
Right.
and they have to
Mhm.
carry him away still.
I'm
Mhm.
finished.
Anytime the pill bugs are going up, 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 like little Russian
Yeah.
dudes. Yes.
Honestly, all the circus bugs had like really good bits. Like the stick bug, like he had like he
A ladybug.
he wanted to be like a Shakespearean actor, and like they made him slapstick jokes. The ladybug was a guy. Like the big Hercules beetle was a wimp.
Yep.
The Black Widow was really nice and nurturing. Like they all had had like really funny bits, and I really liked the whole cast.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Mantis was like a old performer, like an old magician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
His
that's
wife was
right.
a moth.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah.
So I'd go
I think
I'd go A or
the
S for the characters.
Crazy caterpillar
agree with
too.
that.
The I think his name was Thumper.
Yes.
Not caterpillar, grasshopper.
Yeah, that was in the villains. Yeah.
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 Put him.
Yeah, and, there was also the little pill bugs, which somebody brought up. I love those little guys, and
Yeah.
they're.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say gibberish, but if they were actually speaking the language, I have no idea.
Probably Russian.
Yeah. I would
That's how
assume,
I
yeah.
always took it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'd go A for the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as for an
I'm cool
X
with that.
Factor, I can agree with Heinrich being a pretty good X Factor.
Yeah.
They're
I'm a
Hungarian.
beautiful, I am a beautiful butterfly.
Oh, they're Hungarian. Oh,
Oh.
okay.
They're Hungarian and
I
they're
am a
speaking
beautiful
Hungarian.
butterfly.
Okay. Which also had a character I forget if we mentioned was a PT Flea, who again was
Oh.
voiced by
Oh.
John Ratzenberger.
Yeah, John Ratzenberger.
John Ratzenberger. Which again, like
Yeah.
the fact that it took me all the way up until Cars to catch on to the fact that John Ratzenberger voiced a character in every single Pixar movie.
That's when I figured it out too.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, like
I
Same
would like
scene.
to add for the X Factor, the group of little girls, super cute.
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
right,
yeah.
the little
And they all wanted the ladybug to be the den mother.
Yep.
Aw.
It was cute.
They're like little bug scouts or something like that.
Yes.
You're an honorary blueberry. I don't remember what it was.
An honorary blueberry.
All right, so it looks like we're gonna land in the high B's. So B for bug.
B for bug.
That takes us into Tarzan. Music.
Okay.
Phil Collins.
Yes. Chef's Kiss. Chef's
Chef's
Kiss.
Kiss. Yes, like SS plus tier for the whole
Yes.
soundtrack.
Yes.
Yes. I was
X
telling
Factor,
them.
how they drew him whenever he looks at Jane.
Yes. And his just his story when he was talking to Gorilla, and he's like trying to draw it.
If I can teach a parent to sing God
Oh.
Saves the Queen, I can certainly teach this savage a thing or two. Gorilla.
Yep.
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
No, 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 no.
No.
I forget. I love the elephant too, and the hit
Tan-
is
Tantor,
what was
yeah.
it? Yes, Tantor, and I
Tantor,
can't remember
yeah.
what the gorilla's name was.
His cousin.
Turk.
What was her name?
Turk.
Turk.
Kirk.
Turk. I love
Yeah.
Turk. Then fine, just
Right.
go on without them. I don't even care anyway.
It's like
I love when they dressed up as,
constipation.
Yes. I loved when they dressed up as Jane and her father when they were
Oh,
like
yeah.
leading the alpha gorilla away.
Kerchak,
Turk.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes. Having Lance Henriksen in that movie also made it great. I love the whole movie.
So,
S
Oh,
S
yeah.
tier for me, the whole thing.
so music S tier
Same
easy.
here.
Villain Clayton.
Mhm.
We got
S tier.
we have a big game trapper is what he is. He hunts the big game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
he had
no.
a presence.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, he
had
definitely had a
presence,
presence.
Well,
and I would have to say he probably had the most like dramatic death.
ooh, yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, maybe but
Uh-huh.
maybe behind the Horn King, he might have the most visceral death.
Yeah.
That and I
Mhm.
actually hated him.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
And a good runner up for villain, was it the cheetah or the jaguar?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
the cheetah that killed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sabor.
Sabor,
Sabor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a good
Sabor,
runner up,
definitely.
like he was a good like lead in because what's his face was also chasing it down too.
Mhm.
Clayton, sorry,
Yeah.
forgot word.
Was he?
I think so.
No, I know
Or
that
was it towards the
I know
end?
Sabor chased some of the baby gorillas and Tarzan
Yeah.
chased it off. So
Okay.
did
The
so did
Well, so-
the
well,
human
Kerchak.
Sabor,
yeah, the
well, I was
humans
gonna
don't
say Sabor killed Kerchak's first baby
Yeah.
before Tarzan got adopted, which also Sabor killed Tarzan's
parents.
So
Yep.
Yeah, Dig says the X factor being the fact that the villain dies right off screen. Like you get to see his shadow dangling.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as
So
Uh,
easy to not really notice, but once you do, you don't ever not
yeah,
notice.
like
Yeah, because the
Mhm.
lightning,
yeah.
you just see
Mhm.
him swinging, but you don't see
Mhm.
him. You just see the
Mhm.
swinging shadow.
Yep.
Mhm.
He deserved it.
yeah, story-wise,
Yeah.
story-wise, I love it. I love the idea cuz like
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Tarzan faces some of the challenges of like adoption, which I know I have friends who identified with that aspect of this movie a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
hmm
And when he found found somebody who accepted him, or rather like when he found Jane and made that connection, I like that section of like I think a song is called "Son of Man." I love that part of the
Mhm.
movie as my favorite part of the movie
Mm-hmm.
because it elicits a feeling of wonder for me because we're watching somebody get that feeling. You know, we're watching a guy see stuff for the first time that I don't know we find mundane and it's actually kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Strangers Like Me. That was it.
Oh, that's it. You're right. You're right. Son of
Yeah,
Man.
Son
was,
of Man was more like while he was growing up,
Yeah, you're
kind
right.
of thing.
You're right.
Fun fact. I know I said this earlier to you guys. Phil Collins' kids absolutely hate his music. And I'm sitting here going, that's like what makes this freaking soundtrack was Phil Collins.
Oh yeah.
Without
Oh,
his
it's
music, this would
great.
not be the soundtrack that
was-
would be the soundtrack for this movie.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it was this movie is what introduced me to Phil Collins. So yeah.
Mhm. I can agree with that.
See, I grew up around music, so I knew of him before, but
Yeah.
this movie still is like it's not like it's bad. I love it. You know, I love it all throughout. I also like that the fact they try it with other movies too, and I don't think it lands so well with other movies. In this movie, they keep the tone serious, so the characters don't spontaneously burst out into music, but we still
Mhm.
get the musical segments that we would want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say so they don't burst out in flames.
Yeah, well, they don't
I thought I was gonna say
technically.
burst out laughter. I was like, there
Yeah,
is
put
some
trash in the
comedy in
camp.
there
Yeah.
though.
As far as characterization goes, I am 1,000% convinced that the people who designed the way Tarzan looks designed Tarzan for the female audience.
Oh yeah, hello.
I
Oh,
can
yeah. Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like there,
Ooh.
I cannot be convinced otherwise that
That's what
Tarzan
I
was
just
made.
did.
And sadly, that's also why he's not no longer a meet and greet character at Disney World.
Oh,
Yeah, the women were
I
itchy
bet
touchy with
so.
him.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
actually, the Gaston has issues too.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
I know.
Yeah,
understand
I know
that to be
about
I've
that
true.
seen
one.
Yeah.
videos about that. Mhm.
But in chat, I put actually, I remember reading that somewhere, and yeah,
Oh.
they did Saber's fur and Clayton's outfit purposely
Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
to basically describe the transition of one villain to another in the movie. So they do technically have two primary villains.
They're both
Oh
good
yeah, well
too.
yes, Sabor was definitely not a he was I know it was a wildcat hunting for food, but
I mean,
Sabor was is still a villain.
like what
Oh, yeah.
was
I
still
agree.
one
Sabor
of
was Sabor hunting for food? Because when we meet when I can't think of her name, when Tarzan's adoptive mother finds him, we see
Kala.
dead bodies
Kala, yeah.
with no, like, Sabor's not eating them. That was sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also kind of insinuated that we know Sabor also took
The baby.
Tarzan's the baby, Tarzan older brother, if you want to say, if he was adopted, and
No, Kerchak's son.
Kerchak's
Yeah.
son basically killed him. So
Yeah.
you know that there's a lot going on there. That Sabor is a villain. He's doing this because
Oh
he
yeah.
wants to, not
Yeah.
because he's hungry.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Yep.
music s, villain s, story s, characters. I like all the
Mhm.
characters. I mean,
S.
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah. All of 'em.
Tarzan, convinced he was made for females. I think that Jane is an absolutely beautiful character. Arthur Q. Porter
Oh, yeah.
is
Mhm.
great. Clayton's
Oh,
great
yeah.
too. Clayton, I really like him as a villain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good thought. Diggs says feel like it was also a way to see the difference between darkness of nature before going into darkness of humanity as Tarzan embraced humanity more. That's
Mm,
I,
sure,
that's
Yeah.
a good
Yeah. I
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I already have my X Factor, but I'm gonna wait.
I do like the little monkeys that Jane found.
All right.
Yes.
Roller shoe.
Baboons.
I
Yeah.
gotta put
Yeah.
those in there. Those guys were cute too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, especially when they came back at the end.
With her shoe on his head.
Yep.
yeah. So it sounds like we're all on a unanimous on the characters as well. Granty, you have an X Factor. Hit it.
Yeah.
This is one of the few movies the mother lives.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Kala
mean, the
is
second
alive
one,
and
yes.
taken caring, and if I remember correctly, it's Kerchak that passes, not
Yes.
Kala.
Yep.
A very rare instance.
Well, but it's still technically a dead parent. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
it's usually the mom.
I mean,
like she
It's
technically-
said.
usually a mom.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
we had a thing.
90%
Tarzan
it-
did technically lose a mom already.
Yeah, I mean, Tarzan lost 3 parents.
Yes.
Is what happened to him.
He
Yeah, he
lost
did.
3. Yeah, that's true.
It's extra traumatic. He lost more parents than everyone else.
But the mother figure that was supposed to be mom was
Nah,
there.
that's fair.
No, absolutely. You
Yep.
you are absolutely right. All right, looks like it's an S across the board. Tarzan, welcome to
Yep.
the S category.
Heck yeah. Which I believe this one ended the Renaissance, I believe.
Toy Story 2. Yeah, I guess you could count like
Aw, Jesse.
Lilo and Stitch for the Renaissance if you did. But I don't
Renaissance?
think they count.
Yeah.
But yes, Toy Story 2.
Toys.
Hold on. I'm gonna harm your wife.
Uh-oh.
I just saw that video she sent. I'm gonna harm her.
Oh.
All right, so musically,
I had sent them the one of Tarzan and the guy from Atlantis.
oh
in the show.
no, why would you do that? Don't do that. Okay, music. I believe Granty's already commented on the music here. People resonate with the song from Toy Story 2, When She Loved Me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like this was like a next generation's trauma song.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was.
I don't feel like this one hit me like other people.
Right, but it wasn't really made for you. It was made for the next generation. Like when we were growing out of this was hitting the next set of
Mm.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah, it probably didn't hit me as bad, but it was still pretty emotional.
Like I mean I can't circle Disney TikTok for a while without some kid like throwing this song with something to show how sad they are.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Now as far as the villain in this film, we have the guy who is the owner of the toy store who more or less steals Woody to
Mhm.
add him to the collection, and we also have Kelsey Grammer's character who was the old
Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete. Thank you. God, the brain's just off. So we have we have two sets of villains here. We have the human villain and the toy villain.
Personally, I'd say both villains are a B, but I would put the story as an A. Or S,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Nah, I can agree with that. Cause Al, yeah, he's just some dude who runs a store who's trying to get rich, so it's nothing really memorable about that. And then the problem with Stinky Pete
people
that I
want
think
to
even
stick together.
afterwards, like what people kind of been started to get sick of later on is like the surprise villain,
Yeah, the twist villain.
because it's like,
Mhm.
which I mean, I'm not against twist villains, but after a while it gets to a point where it's like there's not enough of a build up. It's like, okay, yeah, it's a shocking twist, but then once that shock has faded, then it's like, well, there was like no build up to like to where you don't really feel like a true villain because there was no like motivational build up or
Right.
any kind of thing to
Mm.
really make us feel like threatened by you in some kind of way.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could also count Zurg. He was in it for a minute.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm gonna say I know Heavenly
Yeah.
would at least appreciate the Star Wars reference with him.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm your father. No.
Wasn't this one the one where the toy store it was the toy store too with like Barbie and all that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm tour guide
And
Barbie.
Al's-
Spider-Man,
I'm tour guide Bud.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mainly
Spider-Man,
remember them for
Spud.
number 3.
I'm gonna pack your angry eyes.
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
my god, that's an X factor for this movie. I'm gonna pack your angry eyes.
I always say that. I'm always saying that. I know y'all have
Yeah,
heard
put
me
the
say
Barbies
that.
for
Yes.
X Factor too.
All right, so it sounds like the music was kind of memorable. The villains were soft. The story was okay, but the characters then is what everyone's kind of like
I
singing
mean,
the
it's
praises
Randy.
of.
Oh yeah.
It's Randy Newman
you like
music
it?
again. So
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
did the music for this again. I'm gonna say it's back up there since the first one. He still does a good soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like it sounds like from what I'm hearing from the consensus is that the characters are what stole the show here.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So we're gonna go ahead and mark that as an S because that sounds about right. X Factor. We already have ourselves an X Factor. Angry Eyes.
And
Mi-
I'm gonna pack
Barbies.
your angry eyes.
Which of course just makes it funny when Mr.
Mhm.
Potato Head actually goes to put in his angry eyes. He puts in his shoes instead.
All right, that puts you at a B plus Toy Story 2. So you're going into the high B's, right above Bambi.
Was that also the one where Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head got the aliens?
Yes.
Yes,
their
it's,
kids.
yeah, it's where they get them, but like Mr. Potato Head doesn't seem to accept them until like the third movie.
Yep.
Yeah,
The third movie I love.
because that's what I remember. My brother and I would do that to my dad. We'd go up and go, Daddy.
Okay. Next up, we have the Tigger movie.
T-I-double-G-R.
Tucker.
it's
I don't specifically remember.
honestly the movie
I'm gonna be
kind
honest.
the movie kind of summarizes and Tigger gets on Rabbit's nerves. So
Mhm.
so Rabbit tries to make it where Tigger don't bounce no more, and then Tigger jumps up into a tree and gets stuck, and then Rabbit says, "Okay, we'll help you get down, but you can't bounce anymore." And then they help him get
Mhm.
down, and then Rabbit feels bad because he told Tigger he can't bounce anymore, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, you can bounce," and that's kind of the movie. There's clearly more to it.
Actually, that
I'm
is
clearly just like cliff noting it, but that's kind of the movie.
Hmm. actually that's not the movie.
That's not the movie.
That was
Oh?
no, that was part of the adventures of Winnie the Pooh. No, the Tigger movie is about the whole Tigger's looking for his family. Like he
Oh.
believes
Oh,
like, oh
okay.
yeah, am I the only one? Oh, but there could be other Tiggers out there. And then like this whole build up of him like trying to look for a family, not real, and then by the end of the film he realizes, oh, but all my friends are my family, and like Rue is like he considers like his little brother and all that.
Then obviously
this
I've
whole-
never seen this film.
Oh no.
Now
I
I
mean,
now
I just remember. So go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, I now defer to other people's knowledge.
I remember the scene where Rue wants his friends to dress up as Tigger as well to
Mhm.
come to the party to make Tigger feel better.
Yep. Because yeah,
Yeah, I
Tigger
know
sends
I've
out
seen this,
sends
I don't
out like
remember.
invitations, trying to be all like, "Oh yeah, come family reunion," to obviously no one that's gonna show up.
Mm.
Okay, well,
But
go.
yes, Killer.
Hmm?
You were saying something, Killer? Yes.
Oh, I was saying that like I know I have seen this, especially with what you said the movie was about. Like that does sound very familiar, but I don't like personally. I don't remember shit about it. So sadly, like it's I don't remember anything. So I guess like the no opinion right now would be my section for it.
Okay, well, I mean that
I mean, that's fair.
sounds like Grunkle Dan and Gronty have all the power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, the music wasn't memorable. All I remember is it was a lot of Jim Cummings, and the only song there was "The Wonderful Thing About Tiggers," which was in the original movie. So it's not its own
Eh.
standalone song.
I mean, it kind of did expand it with a few extra lyrics, but as a whole, yeah, it was still basically just wonderful thing about Tiggers. And then I think there was like a couple other songs that uh
I
was
remember
it?
how to be a Tigger, but I don't remember everything about it. I just remember a lot of them were
I
singing it
know.
near the end of the movie.
Oh, I know. I think I forget. Like, yeah, there was like probably one song where they were all like doing like a song musical sequence of making their costumes when they were making their costumes to be Tiggers, but I can't even remember the name of it. So I can already say yeah, chalk music up to C, just because I can barely remember any of it.
I'd
And
say
then
a
again,
high D because it pretty much was just utilizing with the older Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Right.
pretty much.
So,
And then yeah, like obviously there's no real villain in this film. It's just Tigger trying to soul searching, trying to learn, finding a family, and then by the end of it, yeah, he realizes all of his friends are his family.
Okay.
The story, I would say, if you're 6 years old, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
If you're 12 and up, it's like, why am I wasting my time? I'm going to go play Fortnite.
yeah, pretty much. So I'd
okay.
say story wise, it would be a B. I would probably say
Okay.
maybe a high C.
All right. Does
Definitely
does,
an S for the characters because you can't go wrong with Winnie the Pooh characters.
I was gonna say yeah, characters. Yeah, it's S because it's just the characters.
okay.
And then
But
X Factor,
There is
I
none for
would,
me.
well, for me, I would say the big X Factor. Yeah, there's this big action sequence thing at the end where Tigger runs off to try to search for his family and then finds this big honking tree that's covered in snow in just the right amount to where it looks like tiger stripes, to where
Oh.
he thinks that's literally his family tree, so he stays in the tree to try to wait for his family, and obviously everybody comes to take him home, saying like, "This is ridiculous. You need to come home." And he's like, "No, I'm not leaving." And then he ends by ending this whole sequence of trying to get out of the avalanche, which also another song that leads up to this moment is he tries to teach Rue this like soupy-duper alley-ooper super bounce thing, and they end up both doing this super bounce, and it's just big action sequence. I'd have to say that's the only X factor I could say that was like the big climax of the film, which would be I would still rate it as maybe an A.
I
for
would
that
give
one.
a B, but only because it's literally just a Jim Cummings film for kids. It's like it's
Got it.
Jim Cummings brings it up.
Got it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then that mathematically throws it pretty solidly into the low B category, which is good because I'm
Rocco
sure.
and I were pretty a little too nice with it then. Well, like I thought we were giving it a D.
But don't worry, we're gonna jump from a movie that doesn't have opinions to one that certainly does. The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh God.
Well,
Yes, you're off my groove,
That's-
man.
All right, so
I love everything about this.
I feel like they
Listen,
didn't even
okay,
have a script for this
listen,
one.
listen. Yzma's freaking boobs are halfway down her freaking chest. Okay, they're like at her waist. That right there makes I laugh, and they point.
oh, yeah.
It's the same thing with Cruella and the lady from Rescue.
You're looking at him like, lady, put your brassiere on, sweet, please, please.
I like when he's all like, "Whoa, was she young when the dinosaurs came?" It's like he's just like dogging the shit out of her.
Yeah, proof that dinosaurs roam the earth.
The X Factor, I'm going to jump all the way to the X Factor real quick, is the piece of food in her teeth.
all right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. The X Factor for me is just her actual her with her like boobs all the way to her waist. Like she's so old, they're just dropped all the way down there, and they're
Yzma's the
pointing.
X Factor.
Yzma is the X Factor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so,
X Factor
It's like
Yzma's
the
a
runner-up.
good
Kronk
villain.
and
That and
Lady
Kronk.
Yzma.
When he's
Oh, yeah.
doing his own theme song, is he doing his own theme song?
But music.
yeah. So we have.
Oh, the
essentially-
music is
yeah,
great.
We essentially have what would be the equate of two songs, both performed by Tom Jones, talking about how great Cusco is. And I can't agree. And I can't agree more with the songs. So I don't know what else to say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
They make it real fun, so I'm good to give it an S.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
never liked your cheese puffs. Never.
How dare
That's it. She's going down.
Yeah. I also kind of like how like evil Kronk, like Kronk at his darkest, which is his little shoulder devil, is still a good. Is still an okay guy.
Yeah.
He's fucking amazing. He's like, no, she's got a point. I was like,
right? I love it.
He's gonna lead you down the
Oh my
path
God.
of righteousness. I'm gonna lead you down the path that rocks.
Oh, come off it. You come off it.
I freaking love this movie. I'm sorry, it's S for me all year round, all the way around. Yzma is the
Oh,
X
yeah,
Factor
agreed.
along with Kronk, but Yzma.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
I own this movie on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. It's downloaded. I own it on Amazon. Come on, yeah.
So for like great character, Pacha's wife, for when she
Chicha.
found out
Right.
that she needed to solve them, she went through all the things to make it like horrible Kronk. But
She used those kids so well too.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
all
They
like,
loved
"Look, it's
it.
Auntie Yzma." Then she's like making them jump rope. All right, you jump in.
Oh, she was also one of the few characters you ever see them animate, and she's pregnant.
Yep.
yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
All right. So music, we got an S. Villain, I'm pretty sure we all love Yzma, so we're good there.
Mhm.
Storyline.
I mean, I would give her an S just because we love her, but if we were going to portray her as a villain, a high B.
Oh no, she's definitely a villain. She's definitely a villain.
I got
I
Straight
said
up
high
wants
B
to
based
murder
on-
him.
Yes, I say high B
Poison.
based on the joking and the silliness, but
Yeah.
S completely.
so
She's
story.
S.
The storyline is actually nice. I actually really like the ones where characters like, I don't know, get realigned in a way, because Cusco don't
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
two squats about no one else, and by the end of the film,
Mhm.
like he's still too proud to even admit that he cares, which I like because that means like over the course of 2 days he hasn't 180'd his personality. He just found some people he liked. Makes more sense to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like
I'm
the
cool with
story.
it.
I think that it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Characters, I love every
Yes.
character. I think John Goodman as Pacha really lays the soul down. I think there isn't a person
Yes.
a person better than David Spade to play a little twit.
I like the kids when the kid was, look, mom, my tooth is loose.
Right?
Oh my god, when they're going to bed,
Like, night, mom.
So
Oh.
S characters S, X Factor, spinach and teeth, flea in a box. Gotcha.
Flea in a box.
I'm gonna
Okay,
put my-
and the other
I'm
X
gonna put this in
Factor
the
is that my voice?
And pull the lever. Pull the lever.
All right, Emperor's New Groove. Get up there. Hang out with Tarzan. You know where you belong. Make room for the Emperor. Next up
Boom,
is
baby.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
That is such an underrated
Yes.
movie, and yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
so good.
Okay, for starters, I'm gonna go ahead and scratch music. There's none.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember any music in that. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Now, jumping right into the villain, we have essentially two villains, but like one villain. We have the general and the blonde lady, more or less. In-
Helga. I
Helga,
think was
yes,
her name.
yes,
Yeah. The one that honey potted.
yes, I like her a lot. She is, yes, I like her a lot. X Factor, yes.
Yeah.
X Factor, H for Helga.
Yes.
Hey, no, I know what I'm about.
Right?
I'm
right?
not even gonna hide it. I have a crush on her. It's not even.
No, I can understand that. But otherwise, yeah, for the general, I feel like he would be like a high B, low A for me.
Yeah, like
Simply because again, it was just a kind of a twist villain, so not really. And again, it was just no real big thing other than just, oh, he was just a greedy guy wanting to steal something to make money.
now
It's just-
considering the scale of everything up to the point of the betrayal, they get past that Leviathan. They lose half their people during that fight.
My God.
The Fireflies destroy their camp. For the villain to be
Mhm.
a guy, I didn't like that very much.
Yeah, it just felt weak after all that.
Now, like
For all the deaths in the movie, one of the things I've seen that cracks me up is like take a shot for every person that dies, and you'll just die at the end of the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it does have. Like, does this one have the highest Disney kill count? Like
I would think so.
we lose an entire
Sure.
crew on that sub. Like you see it happen. Like when they're getting out and that water is filling up in the engine rooms. I don't know her name now. I can't think of the Ashley Spinelli closes the door and like dudes get locked behind that door.
Oh yeah.
What was her name?
I said it. It's
What was
It's Ashley Spinelli. She's the girl from Recess, all grown up.
Yeah,
Alright,
not counting Mulan. Fair.
Hold on, look how much.
Dig says replace music with explosions and it'd be an S.
Yeah. Okay, I had to pull up the funeral scene. He said they started
True.
out their expedition with 200 people, and then it was left with them, which was probably less than 100.
I think Mulan had most then because that was a lot of people that went running down
Oh,
that
with the
mountain in that
Huns.
avalanche.
Oh,
Yeah,
with-
so I think it's Mulan
Hmm.
I
because
mean, yeah,
not
that's fair.
that many came out. I think maybe like 5 came out of that entire army from the avalanche. That was a big army.
Yeah, it's fair.
Okie doke. So Mulan has the highest kill count. All right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Music, we're not doing. Villain Rorik, I don't know. I would go high B, low A.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Story S.
Yes.
I like the story a
I
lot.
agree.
I think that the story is
Oh, yeah,
solid.
same here.
I think the characters are solid. I would go S for every character. I like them all.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I miss Michael J. Fox as an actor. I think that he puts a lot of soul into his
Aw.
characters,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
like
He
yeah.
did.
like him as Milo Thatch.
Oh yeah.
Did Michael J. Fox pass away? I didn't hear that.
No, I don't think so.
I know he has Parkinson's.
Right.
Anyway, well, that's a Google search for later. Uh,
No, no, he did not.
Okay.
Mm,
They need to know now.
no,
Anywho,
he's still alive.
love
He's
the
still alive.
characters. Love the characters. Kita is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet is fantastic. The mole is weird, and I love him. I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
I like the fella who wants to open a flower shop, but he's all about dynamite.
Vinny.
Yeah, I
Vinny.
love
Yeah.
I love the cast. I think it's a great cast.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame that the series fell through because I would have liked the series.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
So I would go
Also, X Factor Helga.
X Factor Helga. Yeah, we know
Helga.
we already know it's already done. It's been done.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that 3 S's and a B. Welcome
The
to
4 basic food groups.
Get up there. Get up to the A category.
It's like, I got your 4 basic food groups: beans, bacon, whiskey, and lard.
Facts.
Right?
That takes us to our next film, Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
You didn't turn in your paperwork, Mr. Wazowski.
Now,
Sorry.
as far as memorable characters, there probably isn't a person who has seen this movie who does not know the name Mike Wazowski.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Like, for a guy who gets
No.
blocked out of everything, everyone knows who he is.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was on TV.
Now, what's the music for this movie?
Uh,
It's been a while.
if I were a rich man with $1 million
Yeah.
or two,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have nothing if
Mhm.
I didn't have you.
Didn't have you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The trouble
I
is,
think, yeah, that's the
the
only
trouble
one.
is, I think that song is an end credits song, and we haven't counted those so far.
Yeah.
So is there
Yeah,
none
that's
during the
true.
movie?
So I'd say, no, it was just background music.
Yeah. So I'll
Okay,
go,
then
I'll
we
go,
can cross that one
yeah,
out. for
I'll
now.
go ahead and scratch music for this. As far as the villain, we're going into the twist villain category, but I liked this twist villain.
Yeah.
Mr. Waternoose and Randall
Yeah.
were pretty solid, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree.
Like
Well, Randall
think
was just the go-to villain, but it was Mr. Waternoose was the twist one that like, oh dang, we didn't see that coming.
That actually was a good twist villain,
Yeah.
I think, because there was some more like build up of the character's personality in that.
Sorry, I was laughing at Diggs what he said for the music.
it was all replaced with screaming.
Yeah.
You know what? As a retail worker, I will give it an A for music if that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, but it all depends. Are they screaming because they didn't get what they want? Are they screaming because they're tired? Are they screaming because of something? Oh no, they're screaming because of monsters. A plus. They're getting revenge for me.
So
Fair enough.
villain wise, I wouldn't go lower than an A for the villains here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was thinking
thinking
the same thing.
A. I don't think quite S, but I think A fits good.
Story wise, I like the whole idea. I love the idea that monsters are like farming screams, but they're actually afraid of us. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the revelation at the end of the movie, which they set up earlier in the movie, that laughter is better. So
Yep.
like I like that. I think that was a pretty good setup and revelation. I think that was pretty great.
Yep.
Yeah. I also like, as far as the story goes, I really like the scene where Sully scares the robot child and actually scares Boo. Like
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's-
it's
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so heartbreaking.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely heart-wrenching to see it happen. And the animators, because again, this is Pixar, but everyone's not used to animating people in 3D yet. Like, people are still coming out pretty ugly in 3D.
Yeah.
Boo
Yeah.
Boo was cute, and watching her
Mhm.
get scared like that sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
So
I can agree. Also, for humans where they could look ugly, I would accept it for Monsters Inc. from the monsters' point of view. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Like they think they're pretty, so we're supposed to be ugly to them.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Makes sense.
Characters, we got Mike, we got Sully, we got Boo, we got Mr. Waternoose, Randall, and I can't think of her name, Celia, and Roz.
Honestly, I'd say the
Roz.
characters were pretty damn good.
My
Yeah.
brother's favorite character, besides Woody, I forgot to say that earlier, is Sully.
Yeah.
He loves Sully.
Oh, and don't forget Abominable Snowman.
Oh, right. Yeah, John Ransom was an abominable.
Right.
Abominable.
The
They don't call
Yeti.
me the agreeable snowman.
It's like snow cone. It's yellow.
Right.
It's like, no, don't worry. It's lemon.
So,
Oh,
hey,
and also George,
George, yes.
the guy who was constantly
2319.
getting screwed,
2319.
getting screwed over. Which of course I love it at the end was like the guy was about to call 2319 on him and he just like had enough, grabbed him by the throat and shoved the sock in his mouth, threw him in the door like, I'm walking away.
So, we got ASS. X Factor, anybody?
Like I said, my brother's
Um,
favorite character is Sully, so that's it for me.
All right, so we got
Mike Wazowski.
Mike
Yeah,
You
honestly, I do love her.
paperwork, Mr.
Huh?
Wazowski.
and there we
Sorry.
go.
Or actually, I was gonna say the X Factor could be also This was the film that Pixar like revolutionized 3D animation with Sully's fur.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they had to do
Yeah.
so much work, and that actually they use that same techniques and everything they did to advance with Braves with Merida's hair later in Brave.
All
She
right.
does have pretty hair.
That puts
Yes, she
Monsters Inc. firmly into the A category, easily. And next up is
Mm-hmm.
Return to Neverland. Now, before we get into
Oh,
it, my
a good sequel.
my controversial opinion about this sequel is that I like it better than the original movie.
Blasphemy.
I know. Believe me, I know. But like of all the sequel
I
movies
tease.
that I absolutely cannot stand, of all the sequel movies I do not like, I actually really like Return to Neverland, and I like it better than I like actual Peter Pan.
That's fair.
Yeah,
What was the main girl's name? Jane?
yeah, Jane.
Yes.
Jane.
Yeah. I liked how heavy the beginning was with the war.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
World War
and
II,
that
yeah.
like when she went with Peter, she was like, no, we're not doing that. You know.
Mhm.
So music-wise, I don't remember there being a song. I haven't.
I don't either.
Memorable,
Well,
but they weren't memorable.
yeah, it wasn't. I think honestly, the only I think there might have been a song when they were like when they were trying to get Jane to be like a lost boy kind of thing. I think there was a song during
Oh.
that, but I barely remember it. Honestly,
I
the
can
only
believe that.
the only quote unquote song I can actually remember off the top of my head is when they're trying to bait the Kraken, octopus, whatever you call him out of his lair, and Smee's just singing that little ditty like
Oh right, yeah.
yeah, that's like the only quote unquote song I can remember.
So
I want to give it a lower score, and my reasoning for the music is one of the main songs they used was not specifically written for it. It's from a folk rock band,
there we go.
and they took it from their other album.
That sounds like it's going into the C category then for the music.
Yeah,
Because
I'm fine
I
with
only
that,
know
'cause
that
it's
because
not
it's on my
terrible.
main playlist. It's called "Do You Believe in Magic?" and it was made in like 1977,
Do you
1978.
believe in magic?
Yep, Heavenly Notes song.
all right, perfect.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Just
Yep,
because
I know
I
that
like
song.
it better than the original doesn't mean it's going to be higher. Villain, Captain Hook again. I like it. S. I'm sorry. I like Captain Hook. I
Can't go
think
wrong with Captain Hook.
Oh yeah.
Story, I like the story better. Like this is where like it kind of gets away from me because I kind of like that Jane. Like, well, one, I'm a history nerd, so we're doing stuff during the London bombings, which immediately kind of like tickles me in a way, and like I like that Jane is acting like a pretty reasonable kid
hmm
Mhm.
for her circumstance, and then
Alright.
getting put into this fantastic situation, and being like, no, this is dumb.
So, question for
Yeah.
you. Would
ahead.
you say that the sequel is a little more mature than the first one?
No, they're both pretty not really mature. Jane gets
Mhm.
kidnapped by a flying boat in the middle of the night, and everyone just accepts it, and it's fine. I'm really cool with
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's like the the best film that ever. I just like it better than I like the original Peter Pan, and that's just a personal thing.
Mhm.
It's fair.
I do like that the Lost Boys
Alright.
get a little bit more to them in this one.
Yeah, I
Sure,
think I
yeah.
remember they
Yeah.
had a little more things that they were doing, like they wrote them in more. But I don't. To me, it's just not memorable because I don't remember as much. But this is also the era when I stopped watching a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Which one are we on right now?
Return to Neverland. We are at the characters, which means like,
No, the character part.
yes, characters. We're talking about the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for an X factor for me, like, because I think the characters are kind of like, again, it's the same. Like, there's nothing new added to this film besides Jane and her brother. So like,
Mhm.
I can't
Yeah.
bump the characters any higher than the original film because there's nothing special or new.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Does,
much, yeah.
does her brother go with her? Because I don't remember him doing that.
Yeah,
No.
he does. No, he does not. I thought he did.
Okay.
No, he does not. No, it was
Oh.
just Jane who got
Oh,
captured.
that's right. That's right. I was thinking of the little skunk boy who she kind of like latches onto. See, it's been a minute since I watched it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So I'm
I do remember enjoying
yeah,
it though.
I am totally down to let this movie land firmly in the B category.
Yeah.
Because like
I
I get
think it would actually kind of fit well there.
yeah, because I get that it's not breaking
Yeah.
any new ground or anything special like that. I just liked it better
Yeah.
than Peter Pan.
Yeah,
It's fair.
that's
All right.
That's
and-
fair.
I think the X factor for me with this film was the moment when Peter met old Wendy.
Oh yeah, that's
At the
Yeah.
end.
Oh,
The fact they had
That
a
was
little,
nice.
yeah, they had that little connection of like, yeah, she's a grown up, but she clearly still,
Mm.
believes in him.
perfect. Perfect. All right. So, considering we have 123 films to do, and we are on film number 41 right now. We're
Oh
going.
my
we're,
god.
we're going into it. We will be 1/3 of the way done after this next film. This will be our last one.
Right?
Okay.
That way, sleepy people
Sounds
can be
good.
sleepy. It's 11 o'clock for us, so I know it's getting later for everyone else. But I hope that won't stop you all from having an opinion on Lilo and Stitch.
The good one. The good one.
The good one, yeah.
Oh, Hana means
that's actually a
family.
really
Yeah.
cute photo.
Oh
I
yeah.
love
And-
this movie.
Yes.
So,
S
Um,
all the way down for me.
All the way
I
down.
would say
Yeah.
All the way
same-
down.
I love the
same-
way
same
that
here.
Lilo
Yeah.
is just so like dramatic. I just gonna die. I'm gonna lay on the floor and
Yeah.
die.
Leave me alone to die.
And I know that they like. I'm not even gonna. I'm not acknowledging the live action, but I know
Yeah.
that the reason
yeah.
why they switched some things around. But like back in the day, we never thought about when she was hiding in the dryer. So
right?
Yeah,
or
I know,
like,
I know. Like,
she's hiding in the dryer, or she's lying on the floor saying she's gonna die, or any of that stuff. Like, and I'm sorry, Pleakley in a dress is iconic.
I love
Yeah,
Blakely.
yeah.
Pleakley is amazing.
Yeah.
I love when he's in love with mosquitoes. Look at these mosquitoes. I'm like, please take them all.
oh man,
Yeah.
like, do you guys remember the advertising for Lilo and Stitch? They would be like setting up like
Oh,
one,
yeah.
one of the old Disney movies where like Aladdin and Jasmine are on the carpet,
Mhm.
and then Stitch rolls up in
Mhm.
his red spaceship and he drives off with Jasmine, and Aladdin's like, "Get your own movie."
Yep. Or in Beauty and the Beast, yeah, Belle and Beast are dancing, and then Stitch is like hanging on the chandelier, and the chandelier ends up collapsing.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I'm gonna
beautiful.
be a little bad because I said in the like it was icky for the Return to Neverland, but it's different for this one because it plays
Yeah.
so much into the story. The soundtrack is more than 50% Elvis.
Oh yeah, like,
And
Yeah.
honestly, you can't go wrong with Elvis, and they used it appropriately because that's what she loved.
yeah, and
Yep.
and to
Yep.
be
Yeah.
fair, like Elvis loved Hawaii, like he did.
Yes.
So like I mean, like when he served, he was stationed in Hawaii. He loved Hawaii.
Hawaiians love Elvis. Also, the fact that they said we're gonna go get some spam and coke, y'all. Like that's a thing there. Like they
Mhm.
actually do have spam and coke. I'm, but
Yeah. So
but yeah.
Yeah. So for the
Yeah,
musicality,
for a lot of pre-existing music.
yeah, for the musicality, we're whoa, 90% of it is the Elvis soundtrack, and that one really deep moment with Nani and Lilo where they sing Aloha Oi.
Mm-hmm.
Like that really tender moment when Nani
Yeah.
feels like she's about to lose Lilo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Like,
Well,
Well,
didn't they have
actually,
another song
I
on
was
there
gonna say
too?
there was a Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, and there was also Hemele no Lilo from the intro.
Yeah.
And those were done specifically, and then they had a few others. But there was one that wasn't Elvis Presley. Wyona Jude did her "Burning Love." They used "Burning Love"
Yep.
in there.
Yeah. Also,
No,
to
but that was
anybody
but that was a
anybody who
credit song.
ever watches this, and if I butcher any Hawaiian words, I'm sorry. I've tried to say Hawaiian words. I can't do it. I'm sorry. You guys have so many vowels. I don't know what to do.
We're just simple Americans.
We can't even English.
I try, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Villain wise, I mean,
I don't think there really is a villain in there.
Gantu's the antagonist to be sure, and
Yeah.
Jumba's the antagonist to be sure. But I mean, they're like Jumba's doing his job first of all. Like Stitch is bad by all his perspective, and I mean Jumba's the evil one, right? But also not really.
He's not really
Well, see,
actually
or he
being
tur-
a villain because he's supposed to have Pleakley with him to keep him in some kind of
in
control.
check. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how hard was it for Jumba to switch sides? Like, Stitch is like, "Hey, change
Yeah.
sides," and he's like, "Okay,
Fine.
Mhm.
Oh, he's very persuasive.
Like, right? I mean, like,
Mhm.
it's hard for me to throw a villain on here because it's really like villain free. But then actively,
Yeah, it's fair.
Jumba does destroy Lilo's house, and Gantu does kidnap Lilo.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and like call it. Hey, honey, I'm gonna go ahead and call it antagonist because they are antagonists, even if they're not villains. So as far as antagonists go for Jumba and Gantu, I love them both, and
yeah.
I wouldn't go lower than S for them.
Agreed.
Okay.
I had a crush on Gontu, so yes, S tier.
Hey, honey.
Yeah. The
Well,
story,
lucky for you, they showed him shirtless a whole lot.
yeah, the found family story, wonderful, beautiful. I love Lilo and Stitch's storyline. Like it's wild and zany when it wants to be, where like Lilo's being chaotic and beating the shit out of Myrtle, and then it's tender and
Mhm.
sweet when it needs to be, and it makes you feel bad for like Stitch with his little ugly duckling book, or
Yes.
or Nani and Lilo like having to say goodbye after everything they've been through. The movie was done extremely well.
Yeah, it was made with love. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Agreed.
All the
agreed, agreed.
characters,
yeah,
they
so-
all get S's.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go S for story. Characters. I like Stitch's design. Clearly, he's marketable.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've got
yeah.
a manga about Stitch. I mean,
I believe it.
Lilo's adorable. Lilo's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
I like Cobra Bubbles. I like Nani.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's my X factor because if you put my husband in a suit, he literally looks like Cobra Bubbles. We call him
Yeah.
Bubbles here.
I mean, yeah.
No, he could do that. Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him
Right.
actually like put on a
I've seen-
shirt. And he's done that stiff jaw, looking in the mirror. Mr. Anubis, yes, he is Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry, honey.
I
We're not
actually
doing
thought
live
about
actions.
him. I actually thought about your husband for Atlantis with Dr.
Dr.
Sweets.
Sweet, yeah.
He could do him well.
Joshua Sweet. Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, they know
With his
what my
silliness,
husband
yep.
looks like too. Yeah, he's with
Mhm.
his silliness. Yes, of course. I at Killer fill him in what my husband was doing earlier. I had to stop him because he almost grabbed the mic. I was like,
I am
"Oh,
not
no."
going to say that. That's Killer. Killer, you could say it.
I
not me.
said Killer gets to sell it. I said Killer gets to do it. I was just like, excuse me.
I will tell Guildhard about it later.
Yes, tell him afterwards.
But as far as characters, I think we all agree. Yes, S.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, I know for a fact Killer has an X factor here.
I do. A little story time of when it was my 5th birthday, my grandma agreed to let me have a dog. So she took me to the pound, and she really wanted me to have like a younger dog or whatever. And so like she took me to the cages that had puppies, and they had like larger cages that had multiple puppies in them. And for some reason, I assume it's cuz her size, the dog I ended up choosing was in there, but she was not a puppy. Like I looked at her and I was like, I want her. And like my grandma
Aw.
was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I want her." And so Guildhart compared it once to Lilo and Stitch for when Lilo adopted Stitch, and Nani was like, "Are you sure this is the one?" I was like, "Yep, it's the one." Because like the dog I adopted, she was older. She didn't belong in the puppy kennel despite being smaller. But like she was a Boston Terrier, Chug, and Chihuahua dog. And so like she had breathing issues, and like she had a stout face. And like Guildhart always called her really ugly. So I love
Aw.
this movie because it makes me think of her.
Yeah, like, do you really want this dog? Nope, he's good. I can tell.
Yeah.
Literally how it went for her in the real world.
Mhm. I want this dog.
Aw.
Yeah. So Lilo and Stitch, looks like it's S's down the board.
Yes.
All right.
Also for a little love for the movie, and I'm sure like you guys know, but the creators like they put a lot of love in it to make it like more accurate for the people there.
Hmm.
Like they had gone and they had like talked to the people and like research type of thing.
Nice.
Okay, so that means that we are officially 1/3 of the way through our Disney campaign, and I'm going to let our future people get some rest. That way, they're not overwhelmed by it, and we'll be back. We'll be back
yeah,
when we can all get together again and pick up where we left off.
yeah.
So let's see. Looking at who is streaming now, I see QB. I never get to raid into QB. Awesome.
Yes.
Yay.
So
QB,
we're gonna go ahead
QB.
and raid into QB. Oh hi Sprite, I didn't see you. Oh no, you showed up right at the end.
Yeah, we had gone like longer earlier, but then there was some technical difficulties, so our stream got split in half.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. All right, let me get us a
Just a computer mildly exploding.
Yeah.
raid message. We'll call it a Wish Upon a Star raid. How's that sound?
Sounds good
Sure.
to me.
E.
You guys can use my emotes if you have them. If you don't, use any emotes you have.
Emerge. And she's playing Expedition 33. Really good game. Sad, but beautiful.
There we go.
It's French.
Yes, it is.
All right. So I will swap.
Oh,
us-
this Claire Obscure? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, folks, I'm going to switch us over to our ending logo, and in a few minutes, we're going to do the raid. Thanks for coming. I hope to see you all next time. And when we can all get together again, we'll probably not finish it. We'll probably do another 41, but we'll get around to it.
Right?
E.
Yay.